Hello there! Today we're gonna educate ourselves a little bit. I'm gonna see if I can get a little more knowledgeable about a team that is pretty new to the 40k setting, I think, and that I basically know nothing about. Like, zero. Or maybe one. I know one about them. Nah, so basically, I know that there's a new team called the Leagues of Votann, and that they're space dwarves. And that is the extent of my knowledge. I have no idea what they are, what they do, what they have done, where they come from, have they always been around? Like, I literally know nothing about them. So I had a recommendation to watch a major kill video in my last video that I made. So you know what? That sounds like a really good idea. So we're gonna have a look at the League of Votann explained by majorkill, or an Australian even. Okay, let's get ready. Here we go. Let's see what majorkill can, how he can educate us.
G'day guys and gal. Bang! New faction out of nowhere. The squats have returned better than ever, and I for one...
The squats? Are they called the squats? And holy shit, they look pretty fucking cool. Not gonna lie.
I'm glad to see the stunty, stubborn, bearded bastards make a comeback. Now you might be like, gee, majorkill, a bit late to the party with this one. Yeah, maybe, but I've never been one of those
That is so funny.
suckling YouTubers who just
I think
majorkill about every little bit of new
some might call him childish
out of Games Workshop's shriveled tits.
But man, he's funny. I love him.
And I'd
he's so good.
rather kill myself than join them. On top of that, we were drip-fed Leagues of Votann lore as they were released, so a lot of the creators who made their Votann vids did so prematurely.
So, how long has the League of Votann existed? Like, have they been around for a long time? It's just that they haven't been a playable race? Or... because he's telling me now, like, they're drip feeding us some League of Votann stuff, but have they always been around? Or is it like something new that they've just added now recently?
Either now having incomplete lore videos, or they've had to like go back and pretty much make a sequel. So yeah, suck my stunty squat schlong. Before we get started, surfing and sharks are two things that slap pretty hard. So it's no wonder that Surfshark, this channel's longest running sponsor, slaps as well. Surfshark is, in my biased opinion, the easiest VPN to use around.
I've never had a VPN.
Bang, you now have access to the internet in another country.
Maybe
Why would you want to do that though? Well, each country's internet is different. Some countries block certain websites,
if I use code majorkill,
like Australia, have super shitty licensing deals, meaning our streaming service libraries are trash. To overcome this, just by using a VPN, like Surfshark VPN, an Aussie can double his Netflix library.
I've seen a few videos with majorkill before.
And a UK person can get
he's so good
about what it
at
felt
selling
like to be a
stuff.
part of the rest of the world. On top of this,
so
the VPN
funny.
can mask your IP and identity, making even
when he does the sponsorship, it's fun to watch.
So to get a massive 83% off and 3 months free on your Surfshark subscription, then use my link and code majorkill below. If you aren't somehow satisfied with this purchase, then Surfshark offers a 30-day money-back guarantee. Cheers to Surfshark for sponsoring this video.
Let's see.
Today we'll be going over the Leagues of Votann, their connection to the original squats, what their faction and culture is like, how they are viewed by the galaxy, and what they've been doing in the last 10,000 years. Let's get into it. Before we get into...
So they mention squats a lot. Like, is that just a slur or like a nickname for the space dwarves? Or... because I haven't heard that before. I'm guessing it's just a nickname for the Leagues of Votann.
Into the League's new shiny and actually quite a noble bright lore, let's talk about the squats first, as I know a lot of you want to know what the bridge from space dwarves to these hectic techno overpowered dudes actually is.
Okay, maybe we'll get into it.
99% of the squats were eaten by Tyranids. Is that still canon? Well, yeah. GW even discusses it in one of their launch articles. However,
a lot of races seems to be wiped, like 90% of the race gets wiped out. So, I'm sorry to say, but I am an Eldar player, I haven't played a single game, but I collect Eldar, and I like Eldar, and I like their lore, or Aldari. And wasn't also the Aldari 90% wiped out when Slanesh was born, something like that. It's always like 90% of of a race gets wiped out in like some random event.
But it appears that instead of this being the entire squat empire getting nommed on, with the leagues of Votann being the refugees of that little banquet, it would appear that the squats that were eaten were merely a weak pocket empire that had been separated from the true leagues of Votann. This is why their tech was shittier, they got decked by a splinter fleet, and were overall nothing like the other leagues.
Some
they had
orc
also
stuff in the
lost
back?
their ancestor core, which I'll explain more in a bit. The few random squat models we've gotten in recent times, as well as the squats that live within the Imperium before the leagues were announced, were refugees of that fallen pocket empire.
Oh, so is the race squats? And the squats have made the leagues of Votann, but the race is called squats. That's
Or people who went there at the time. So
how
GW
I'm
has done a
understanding
pretty
it.
good job of making stuff canon without creating plot holes or breaking other bits. So where were the actual leagues? Why are we only hearing about them now after 10,000 years of lore, beyond the obvious meta reason being that the writers hadn't made them yet? Well, the leagues were once human colonists during the Dark Age
they're
of
actually pretty
technology.
cool. I
They
should
pushed closer into the galactic
look
core
into
to
them more.
harvest its extremely rare and powerful minerals. However, the galactic core was a fucking bitch to access, hence they genetically modified themselves, making themselves stronger, more durable, and with heightened senses. This genetic modification is what took them from normal humans
genetic
to the
modification,
squats, or
power
the kin,
armor,
as they
kinda
now
like
call
a Space
themselves,
Marine, right?
Because squat is a derogatory racist term now. Within the galactic
Oh,
core,
so a squad
the
is
kin
a
was
racist
separated
term
from the
there.
rest of the galaxy, hence all the fucking bullshit that kept happening, like the Men of Iron Uprising, Age of Strife, Great Crusade, Horus Heresy.
I wonder how tall one of these guys are. It's just hit me now. How tall are they? Because I mean, they call them space dwarves, and by that you think that they would be short. But I mean, they could just as well be tall. I don't know.
They were mostly spared from, as no one could really get into the core. As a result of this, and prepare yourself, the leagues of Votann have fully intact STCs, which they base their culture around. They call these the ancestor cores, and holy shit, overpowered. For those that don't know, an STC is the mother of all tech.
Well, I was just
A
about
machine
to
that
say,
not only shows
STC,
you how to
that's
build
like-
whatever you want, but will actually do it for you.
I've heard
an
that
STC
before.
can land on a planet, mine it, use the resources to then build a city, and then terraform everything.
Wait, STC? I thought that was like a blueprint or something. Because I've seen some other video when he was talking that... who was it? It was some race that wanted an STC. I guess it was like the Space Marines, or like the Empire. Imperium. Imperium, right? Not Empire, Imperium. The Emperor, at least. But they wanted an STC. I thought that was like a blueprint how to build something. But maybe I'm mixing it up now, I don't know.
The STCs were why humanity was so overpowered during the Dark Age of technology. The Mechanicus will literally go to war with the Imperium, like what happened during the Horus Heresy, if they think it will grant them access to even shards of STCs. I mean, fuck, a Guardian was once given an entire planet.
The Mechanicus
because he found an
is searching
STC
for
shard
STCs,
that told
right?
the Mechanicus how to make sharper combat knives. The Leagues have a bunch just sitting around. On top of this, they also have their Ironkin, which are fully functioning men of
Sharper
iron
knives.
that never revolted against their
Well,
creators.
have they
Most
tried
likely
sharpening
due to
them?
the fact that the Ironkin are treated as citizens with equal rights to the flesh and blood kin. The living kin will actually stage risky rescue missions to save stranded or endangered Ironkin, showing how much the two actually see each other as equal.
Wait, so he said that the leagues have a lot of STCs just laying around. So they're pretty high technology, like high tech then, right?
To be honest, since the living blood and bone kin are made, not born, and are recycled upon death, they are pretty much just as robotic as the Iron Kin.
Sorry for all the pausing as
a
well.
part
It's
of
just
their genetic modification
there's
and
so many
adaptation to the
things
galactic
that
core,
I
the
start to
leagues of
think
Votann
about
are all
when I watch
vat-grown
this now.
clones derived off various stable templates, depending on what purpose they are to fulfill. So sadly, any Rule 34 of the leagues is not law-friendly. A side product of this is that their souls are dim, much like the Taus, so Chaos really struggles to corrupt or even notice them. Once again adding to the lore as to why nobody seemed to notice that there was this mega empire of borderline Dark Age of technology humans just chilling in the galaxy's core. You may have noticed that their faction is called the Leagues of Votann.
Yeah, they
not just
kind
the
of look
League.
like
That is because, just like every other single 40k faction,
I was
there
thinking
are
they
color,
don't look that
aesthetic, and
short.
symbol variants. Most leagues are based around their own ancestor core.
I would say they're
aka
just
their own
as
STC.
high as
These cores are so powerful,
or
that
as
they act
tall
like
as a
mini
normal
warp
human,
beacons,
right?
microastronomicons, if you will, which is why the leagues are able to do short warp jumps around the galactic core. These ancestor cores are the Votann. Every little bit of the league's culture is centered around their cores, as without their cores, they would all be fucked. To make it more clear, Leagues of Votann could also be called the Leagues of Ancestor Cores. These cores have evolved beyond just being little STC sluts to the will of the kin. They have developed personalities, opinions, and thought. They are more or less gods by the most basic definition, and they have close symbiotic relationships with their leagues. After all, the leagues protect and maintain
I guess
the
this
cores,
race is pretty
whilst
strong.
The cores give the leagues all their shit.
Like, because of technology.
It is kind of funny though, as they are machines and machines can slowly break down, some of the cores are kind of retarded, so their assigned league more or less has to deal with a retard god. In saying that though, they aren't religious zealots, and they don't see the cores as gods, despite them recognizing that they do kind of fit the bill. I'll save going over each league.
Does he have a crane or a magpie on the back of his head?
In terms of different structure. There are main, more powerful leagues, minor leagues, leagues who don't have an ancestor core but are still kin, hence still benefit off help from their fellow leagues. Some leagues are super warlike, others are more creative and love exploring. Some leagues cause a shit and
they
can
seem
no
to
longer
like
create new
birds.
kin and iron kin. Hence they have to rely on more primitive means, hence worse quality kin. A bunch of diversity and options depending what color you want your minis to be.
I gotta get a deep dive in the lore of this new race.
There is a bunch of boring, tedious lore about the role of each kin in their league, and how some kin talk to the Votann whilst others flick their micro dicks, but Major Kill has never been about going mega balls deep into the rectal cavity of lore. It's about giving you a good understanding of what the fuck is going on, allowing you to then use this foundational knowledge
that
to
one has a dragon instead on his head, instead of a magpie.
So in the spirit of that, let's get interesting. Why are the leagues only just appearing in the galaxy now after so long? Why not just keep humping the galactic core? How do the other races view them and vice versa? Whilst the core is hard to reach, it's not impossible. As the galaxy gets more and more fucked, hostile factions such as Orcs, Tyranids, and Necrons are finding ways to push deeper and deeper into the core, coming into conflict with the leagues. On top of that, the Votann are slowly but surely becoming retarded. That's not a punchline, that's cold hard lore. This is due to the age as well as information overload, hence it creates this sense of urgency for the
Man,
leagues
he is
to get
so
off their
good at
asses.
delivering
On top of that, the Great Rift's
easy to digest information.
As you can see, it kind of raped the galactic core pretty hard. So with their impenetrable home now starting to crack and be threatened, the leagues are taking the initiative and the fight to the enemy. After all, they are very powerful militarily. They are more numerous than the Eldar and the Tau, have Dark Age of Technology gear, and are built for battle. So they are more than ready to push out into the galaxy and fuck shit up.
The Dark Age of Technology has some really crazy stuff, right?
They see the Tyranids
and
as
they
these
basically
alpha predators
wield
they're
that
cautious
shit.
of. However, sometimes they will actually shadow a hive fleet, take samples, and then try to get away. Like I said, some of them are very curious. The Necrons are another threat, however they don't despise them.
Okay, that guy
seeing
looks
them
shorter.
as a disliked rival rather than a filthy Xeno. Remember, the leagues were spared from most of the horror of the Age of Strife, so they don't have this zealous hatred of the other races, AI or heresy. Under the guise of the Demiurge, the leagues actually traded with and gave.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't the Dark Age of Technology, wasn't that called the Dark Age of Technology because AI took over and like tried to kill humanity, right? That's how I understood it, at least. And because of that, the Imperium banished AI. So all machines and everything that is in the Imperium is actually driven by humans, right? Like they put heads and brains and shit from humans in machines, and like if someone almost dies in battle, isn't that how they make the dreadnoughts, right? That they if there's a half-dead space marine, they can actually like slip his remains into a dreadnought and he can keep fighting. And like nothing is run by AI, like nothing is computerized. There's always something that is like pulling a lever or something, right? To make it work in the Imperium. But these guys that is actually using the stuff from the Dark Age of Technology, they should have AI that helps them out, right? So they're basically humans, but with AI and the crazy technology they had back then.
Gave the town new awesome technology. That's right, the Demiurge were actually kin all along. On top of that, they also trade with the Eldar. In regards to the Imperium,
traded with the
shared
Eldar?
ancestry, the League see the Imperium as a bunch of dumb fucks, with the Mechanicus being a bunch of superstitious shaman-esque dipshits. As such, they try avoid mankind, but knowing that they do occasionally bump into them, they downplay their technology and empire, make no mention of their STC ancestor cores or Ironkin AI.
Oh man, yeah, so
then the Mechanicus would cream their pants and try ransack their empire.
They keep it a secret so they don't become a target.
Fuck,
That's
AI,
smart.
blast them! Overall, the Imperium sees the Leagues as abhuman and a minor faction, so they do have an uneasy peace treaty with them. But since it's built on lies, I'm sure something grimdark will happen and war will break out.
Oh, that's interesting. So, I guess they're not in the Imperium, but the Imperium, like, tolerates them?
I mean, they can and do fight. Some in the Imperium see them as Xeno, while some Leagues of Votann are very warlike and will happily dunk on an Imperial fleet if it's in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Oh, so they are actually
Overall,
enemies with the
there are much bigger
Imperium.
problems for both factions right now.
But
The
I
other
guess
races
if
don't really
they...
have strong opinions on the Leagues so far. After all, the Leagues are like an
I'm guessing
iceberg.
if the Imperium encounters them, they maybe rather choose not to fight them if they don't have to.
Doing their thing. They don't realize that within the
Unless
core,
they
there
think
are
they're
multiple
Thanos because
entire
they
interstellar
have to burn
empires
because they're
made up of
heretics,
the most
right?
advanced tech in the galaxy, powered by robotic gods. A few people are complaining that the Leagues of Votann are not grimdark enough. Their culture is quite wholesome, encouraging kin to break free of their clone identity to live life to its fullest. They don't have slaves, they respect their machines. Although their Votann are becoming retarded, this isn't like a big immediate threat. On top of that, their tech is very solid and they seem to have little issue protecting their empire even with the Great Rift being a thing. But you gotta remember that these guys are new and not yet totally fleshed out. I'm sure some bad shit is gonna happen soon. And even if it doesn't, not everything needs to be so fucking
I'm really
grimdark
curious
all
to
the
actually
time.
read
The
some more
greatest
about this
examples
as well.
of grimdark is when there is hope. The arrival of the
I wonder,
Leagues
have they
gives hope
released
that
a
maybe
book
the
about
Golden
them?
Throne can be repaired. Maybe mankind
That would be
can
cool.
overcome chaos.
I
This
have
also
like
means that hope can be cruelly
almost never read
crushed
a
and
book in
taken
my
away.
life, but
Overall,
right
making
now
the setting more grimdark than if the hope
I really want to read
place.
everything
After
from the
all, half
Warhammer
galaxy is
universe,
literally
and I saw there were like
getting sodomized by
400
demons
books.
right now, so there is plenty of grimdark to go around. If you enjoy the video and you want to support the channel, then pick up a cosplay calendar. As it's for 2022, I'm running a 60% off discount. There's a couple left, and I expect them all to be gone by Thursday. So if you want to milk your squat schlong, then get in quick. Hit the subscribe button, then hit the real subscribe button for more squatty content. Join the Discord for more memes, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Peace. That was freaking awesome. Holy shit. Actually, I had no interest, or not, I wouldn't say no interest, but I had very little interest in Leagues of Votann before I watched this video. I just like, yeah, Space Dwarf, right? But after watching this video now, gotten it a bit explained to me, they're actually really interesting. Now I just want to know more. Holy shit. So, maybe I should do a deep dive into this lore, because they're pretty cool. Also, guys, please go watch the original video from majorkill and give him a like and a subscribe if you haven't already. He's making some fantastic videos and I would love to see more of his work, so like support him. And also if you liked this reaction to his video, I would really much like it if you'd like to drop a like and a subscribe on my video and my channel as well. That would be awesome. I'm gonna dive deeper into more 40k stuff, and yeah, we're just beginning. This is really good. So everyone, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Hey.